Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, let's see. Everything's good. Okay, that's up. I'm going to go ahead and. Okay. And get started. Okay. Whew. All right. Good morning, world. Happy Wednesday. We are that much closer to the end of the week. So, we are still on our journey to lose 15 pounds in 30 days. Not just 15 pounds around our waist, but 15 pounds of luggage that some of us are still holding on to emotionally, says. Okay, so we are here to drop all of that. So, yesterday on the walk and talk, we decided that we are going to be finding some books to listen to. And but we started with something that I did not know was going to be true crime crazy, but that's what we did. Oh, I forgot to close the door. Okay, a true crime craziness. But we did listen to that, and I didn't get a chance yesterday to look that story up because, of course, I was super busy. But anywho, it is what it is. Now, our honorary member who comes every morning, I don't see her. I hope that she's going to be showing up. But either way, I'm here. I am here. That's the important part. I made a commitment to help those who want to be helped, including my damn self, because I want to be helped. Okay, I want to be saved. Now, if you haven't done so already, in my brain, there's a million people watching. That's what we should all tell ourselves, because you just never know. Anybody can click on this at any time. So, you may not have this information. So I have oh, hey girl, good morning. Did you hear me over here talking about you, girl? I was like, where is our honorary member? Because she's normally here. But you know what? You gonna catch up. You can run a little bit and boom. Okay, because I'm here, girl. Okay, all right, present for duty. All right, let's go. Okay. So what I was telling the million people that are out there watching is that, yes, I have a podcast called The Shame is on You. And you should go over there and listen. We're into season 2, and it is all the things you need to help you get your life together. Okay? This season, we have upgraded. We have an 800 number that we're not going to, maybe it's only in, I don't know. Just know we got an 800 number, sis. Okay, 888-SHAME-51. We working on it, but you can text it, and you are able to leave messages. Maybe it's just wanting you to just leave your deepest, darkest, and girl, you can be anonymous, but you can leave a story. I'm sure one of those topics will resonate very well with you. You know what I will say? As I have spoken to several people, and actually people have written, that has worked. They've sent me emails and told me, like, what their story was, and the more I'm out and about, and if I have people listen to it, everybody's always like, oh my God, that happened to me. And I'm like, girl, we all over here just suffering in silence. The only unfortunate part is a lot of us have not began our healing journey. And, that's the part that I really want to focus on is get it, got it, girl. A lot of shit, especially in this skin, have happened to us, but we need to get to a place of healing. And that's most important so that we can let that baggage go. Because I personally have watched people where it's like, let's just say with the topic of love, where yes, you were hurt. And now for the rest of their life, my God, before the man even, before you even take a sip of your martini that he just bought, you already is like, yeah, and I know he gonna do this and then he gonna do it. Girl, calm down. Okay, you just met the man and you already got a 5-piece luggage set. Let's start unpacking our luggage so we can go in very light. Yes. Okay, that's where we want to get. that's what I'm trying to do. So in season 2, I also made sure, girl, it took me forever, but I got it done. I remember when I finished and I looked up at the computer and it said 4:40 a.m. I was like, thank you, God. That was for days. But when I finally got finished, the guide, because my thing is I always want to do things, find a way. If there is any, gaps or somewhere that I can improve. With season 1, we didn't have a guide. So when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I think we need a guide and we need actual homework, because season 1 was just girl giving you all the business, but it wasn't really okay. So I struggled with that too, but now what? Exactly. So I was like, girl, let me help. We're going to have a guide and we're going to have weekly homework. So every Monday, a new show, a new episode comes out. And then on Thursday, which is tomorrow, we have Therapy Thursday. And on Therapy Thursday, we actually go over the homework that you were given on the Monday. So just trying to be more productive, to where you're having actionable steps, taking actionable steps to be able to, really identify those problems and start unpacking it and working through it. So there's that. And also, what I think is most great about it is the fact that you can go back to it. That's the part that I like the most, because you figure if you start going from episode to episode to episode and you're doing your homework, when you look back, you'll probably go back and read the stuff that you wrote, like, oh, look how, I was feeling or what was going on in my mind at that time, as opposed to months from now. So that's the goal. Anywho, so now on today, as I already brought up earlier, that we're going to be deciding to read a book. Well, we're not going to read it. We're going to listen. Okay. We're going to listen to a book. And I found 2 options this morning, but I said, I'm not going to make the choice. I will. Okay. Okay. So, I will give you the choices. Okay. So let's go over here. So we have 2 options today. And the one is called, you get to choose. It's called Bow Down. The other one is called The Offer. So which one of these do you feel like you would want to dive deep into? And if at some point we like, girl, we don't want to hear this, then we'll just switch off to a different one and find something else. Apparently, I was already listening to Foreplay, because that's what popped up on. I was like, huh? Oh, but I was like, oh, I'm already like 60 minutes into that. I didn't even know I was listening. I told you, you know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. I was braiding my hair. And when you braiding your hair, that's a long process, right? So I ended up listening to one whole book. I don't even remember what it was. I guess I can dig through to find out what have I previously listened to, but stupid allergies. Anyway, girl, it was a good book. When I say good, it was good. It was so good. So adult. Okay. So we're going to go with the first one. Oh, I'm going to tell you what it was called, because it's right here in my face. It was called Somebody's Wife. That was, girl, that was juicy. Okay. Obviously, my technology knows me, because they chose a very good suggestion, because I enjoyed that. And it got me right through my little boho knotless. Okay. Girl, yeah. Okay, girl. Well, that one was good. That one was a good one. So, okay, let's start with Bow Down. And let me click on it. Okay, so Bow Down. Oh, I know you lying. Why it only? Oh, okay. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe this is the I was like 5 minutes. We don't want to hear that. But it's the sample. So let's listen to the sample first, because maybe so we can decide if we really want to listen to it. Okay, hold on.
Chapter 1, Marquila. I had never seen my mom look so pretty.
The voice is
She
already
looked
doing
as
a
if
no
God
for me.
personally came down to visit her for this special occasion, to clothe her in nothing but elegance.
I'm not going to be able to do
I
that
sat
voice.
on a tall, white wooden bench, kicking my legs back and forth as I stared up at my mom in awe. I couldn't describe my emotions at the moment. I just knew that I was scared to death for my mother. The man she was marrying today had crazy spells. He always accused me of recording him and working with some sort of FBI mob to take him down. Donovan belonged in one of those crazy houses that I saw in certain movies that
It's the
Mom
voice for
said
me.
I
I'm
couldn't
sorry, girl.
watch because of my age.
I ain't.
She and
How old
Donovan
is she
had
supposed
been
to be?
together for about 4.
It's a no. Let's go with the second one. Look, right, we're going to get through 50 samples.
March. Chapter 1.
Okay, sounding better.
Itches to scratch.
Oh,
And that's when I told that bitch Sheila that she could have Harold.
love it.
He ain't worth the headache. This was the 5th time Elisa had heard her client, Mary Louise's story about her cheating husband. She'd zoned out as she flat ironed her hair. She'd heard the story so often that she knew when to chime in with her, and is that right? This was a typical busy Saturday at Tress's salon, filled with clients who told her the same stories and gossiped about the same stuff. Reality TV, their trifling baby daddies, whatever hot-button issue was on the news. Elisa anticipated that her days as a salon owner would mostly be like this, but that didn't stop her from being bored to tears. Elisa moved her neck back and forth, trying to relieve some of the tension. She looked at the clock. It was nearing 3 p.m., and she'd already been on her feet for 9 hours, with barely a break. Her last client wasn't until 5 p.m., almost near closing time. She couldn't wait for her day to be over. Then, again, why should she be excited? She had nothing and nobody to go home to, except cold wine in the freezer, leftover pad thai, and a marathon of Lifetime movies. Maybe if she was in the mood, she'd pull up some porn and pull out her trusty vibrator.
Oh.
However, lately, all that did was piss her off. "Are you listening to me?" asked Mary as she stared at Elisa in the mirror. "Oh, yeah. Sorry, Miss Lewis. What did you say?" She'd been staring off into space, holding the flat iron in the air. Elisa put down the appliance and smoothed the last piece of Mary's bob in place with anti-frizz serum. Mary raised a brow. "I asked if you and my nephew Myron went out again." "Oh, not yet. We keep missing each other." She lied. "We're both pretty busy." Elisa had reluctantly let Mary talk her into being set up with her nephew, Myron. He was a handsome, accomplished owner of several car dealerships in the city. They'd had a nice time going out a few times. He spared no expense and seemed attentive. Elisa figured he'd play his cards right into some prime pussy. But when it came down to the sex, he fumbled it. Myron was packing some hefty equipment, but didn't know what to do with it. His dick was big, stretching her in a good way, but the rhythm was off. He ate her pussy lazily, as if it was something to check off the foreplay box. It just wasn't hitting her spots or scratching her itch. When Elisa asked for some anal play or a little choke and stroke, it turned Myron off. He asked her, "What kind of freak are you?" For Myron to be as old as he was so sexually immature. Elisa was so disgusted by his sexual inexperience that she basically ghosted him. That had been several months ago.
A little stroke and choke.
Ever since, she tried to dip her toe back in the dating pool. Younger men usually had stamina, but good sex couldn't make up for a lack of conversation. On the flip side, men her age wanted hot young women and often saw her as a backup. It was frustrating, but she kept on itching for a scratch. Only once did she find relief from that itch in the most pleasurable ways. Nothing compared to her time at Secrets. That had been everything and more. At first, Elisa was simply curious about the place, accompanying her cousin that night as a part of a strange request by her cousin's dying husband. But that night opened up something in Elisa, something she knew she not only wanted, but required. In the aftermath of Secrets, Elisa realized one man couldn't satisfy her sexual needs in the same way that 2 or more men could.
Oh,
With a flourish, Elisa removed the cape. All done, Miss Lewis. See you in 2 weeks. Mary looked at her hair in the mirror and smiled. Thanks, sweetie. And you make sure you call Myra now.
girl, bye.
The woman smiled and slid her cash on Elisa's station, always tipping her an additional $10. Elisa plopped down in her chair and pulled out her phone. She decided to FaceTime her cousin Tatum to see what she was up to. But she had a fair...
Okay, so
Dreamscape presents
now
The
start.
Offer
That
by
was just a
T.M.
sample.
Richardson. Narrated
I'm on
by
a
Lacey Laurel.
325, 55 calories burnt,
March.
15 minutes, 25 seconds.
Chapter 1. Itches to Scratch. And that's when I told that bitch Sheila that she could have Harold. He ain't worth the
You
headache.
gotta listen,
This
Jesus.
was the 5th time Elisa had heard her client,
Okay, come on now.
Mary Louise's story about her cheating husband. She'd zoned out as she flat
Look, let
ironed
me
her
turn it
hair.
down so I can fix it.
She'd heard the story so often that she knew when to chime in with her, and is that right?
Let's adjust it.
This was a typical busy Saturday at her feet for 9 hours. Yes, that little misfire. Thanks, her cousin Tatum. No! Tatum squealed with a laugh,
Okay.
smiled, and slid her cash.
Oh.
Moved the cape. An additional $10. Tatum picked up on the first ring. Hey, Lisa. What's good? Hey, girl. Nothing much. Had a little break between clients. What are you doing? Tatum sighed. I'm out furniture shopping for a new bed.
Oh,
Elisa laughed. Damn, cuz, y'all done broke the other one? No. Tatum squealed with a laugh. It's just that they want something bigger than the old one. Something to accommodate all of us. Speaking of old, when am I going to see you, Miss Thang? It's time for you to give those boho locks a rest, so I can give your hair a deep conditioning treatment and trim. Otherwise, they're going to turn into some real locks, girl. Tatum smoothed down the faux locks as her eyes went past the phone's camera, a mischievous grin on her face. I don't know, cousin. I was thinking of keeping them for another week or so. They like them. Elisa raised a brow. They? Oh, really? As soon as she said that, 2 handsome faces appeared on the screen. Cassidy smirked as he donned dark shades, and Miles waved, pushing up his glasses. Elisa waved back. Hey, fellas. We like the looks, said Cassidy.
ooh.
Gives us something to hold on to when what Cass is saying. Interrupted Miles. Is that we enjoy this style. It's very bohemian. Elisa scrunched up her nose and laughed. Gosh, y'all nasty. I didn't need to know all that. Tatum moved back into the frame. Sorry, you know how they are. Miles kissed Tatum on the cheek, then Cassidy kissed her on the lips. Elisa nodded with a smirk.
Huh?
I do. Elisa was so happy for her cousin, taking a chance on love in a very unconventional way.
Yeah.
Elisa definitely wasn't against an arrangement like that for herself. She'd often felt like one partner was never enough and would never fulfill all her needs. Perhaps that's why she'd been so dissatisfied in relationships over the years. Traditional relationships and monogamy bored her.
Look, I'm taking
The
it
same
down.
5 positions in bed, the same boring, predictable dates. Elisa had been trying.
Are we wanting to find a different story? Look at me. Let me find out. Esteem, what you doing over there? You better not be asleep. Because I look, you know me. With my letters. Oh, you was listening? Oh. Look at me like, oh, we could find something better. She like, bitch, I ain't trying to be in your book club. I had to slow down. Yeah, I just now knocked it down too, just so I could adjust this. Hold on. Girl, it's just, we could do better, sis. Ooh, the way that this cover is set up, we might like this better. I don't know what it's about. Let's see. Okay, a chance encounter. Let me see about this one. Let's try this one, girl. Look, you can be the sample 50 stories.
2. Set. I smacked Karima's ass cheek, clutched a plug of it, and growled, "Whose pussy is this?"
Okay, look, that was
It was an
that was
unfair question,
extreme, right? Oh my
but she
god.
helped to answer it. "Oh, god damn, it's yours." Her voice vibrated from the impact of me plowing into her
Plowing.
with long, deep strokes.
That whoa, right out the gate, baby.
Said, "This pussy belongs to who?"
Oh,
Said, "You goddamn right."
okay.
I found my passion at the age of 16.
This is a different
sitting
one.
on that bus on my way back to my hometown. That change, that transition, triggered an obsession with the last sport I would ever research, hockey.
What?
Hockey helped me forget I've been discarded by a man I barely knew, even though we shared ancestry.
He must got the
It
same
helped me
voice
forget
for
that I
all the
soon
stories
became
there.
forgotten by him. It helped me ignore my mom's issues, her mental illness, the people she let take advantage of her, no matter how hard I
Look,
tried
you
to
like
protect her.
go back to the other one,
Every
right?
book I read or a video I watched kept me off the streets and out of trouble. My fixation with the Memphis River Kings kept me sane and
That
hopeful.
came out
My
big.
dedication to my high school hockey team kept me focused on the future. My desire to be the best lineman in the history of the game caused me to practice my skills to the point where I damn near slept on the ice.
We don't want
Real. Hollywood Renaissance #1. Written by Kennedy Ryan. Narrated by Ebony Flowers, Jacoby Diem,
to. Let's see what this
and
one
Nicole
does.
Small.
Jazz washes away the dust of everyday life. Art Blakey, renowned drummer.
Okay, is this about to be boring?
Cannon's prologue.
Huh?
20 years old. It's the magic hour. Gold dust smatters the horizon, gilding the fine line, dividing earth and sky, bathing the shore in light and shimmer.
We want to
It
listen to
never gets
trash.
old.
We want to
My
listen.
mother whispers,
Shut up.
the awe in her eyes is new.
Well, maybe I should just let you listen to the other story that I listened to. What I tell you it's called? Now I don't see it. Damn it. What was it called? Look at me looking like I hope you can remember because I now don't see it. Someone else's wife. No, not that one. It was someone's wife or something with the wife. Okay, hold on. I think you would like it. I don't care. I would listen to it again. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1.
Gemma. Present day. 2020. The view from the patio off of our main level master bedroom was magical early in the morning. The simmering summer sun rationed beams of light across the aqua
I'm
blue
on
water
3.7.
in the oval-shaped pool in the backyard. I lounged in the rocker with a steamy cup of coffee, admiring the beauty of the strawberry hydrangeas and warm yellow marigolds in bloom. Inhaling deeply, I meditated on the power and goodness of Jesus as I whispered a word of prayer for my family, friends, and every person I would encounter today. All summer, this patio had become my refuge, my sanctuary since I'd awakened most mornings to emptiness, filling my king-size bed. The vivid yellow painted walls, with framed family portraits of happier times, couldn't brighten the melancholy that held me hostage. The click of my bedroom door, faint footsteps, then the shower water didn't cause me to stir as I continued to sip my coffee, while Mary Mary, yesterday, resounded through the built-in speakers. Quentin, I mouthed, then released a breathy exhale. Just J&Q had substantially altered over the past 20 years. Our feverishly passionate young love had now morphed into a half-hearted, misaligned dissolution. The romanticized nostalgia of immature intellects with the cute baby girl could no longer sustain a marriage weakly built on love-sick friendship and situational necessity. In a word, Quentin and I had become predictable and detached. Neither of us ever strayed too far from our daily routine. Breakfast on the patio for me, and an early morning run, shower, get dressed, coffee, 2 sugars, no cream, avocado, wheat toast, and a banana in the kitchen for him. After the shower, he'd momentarily join me on the patio and say, "Good morning, Jay," and kiss against my forehead or cheek before walking back into the bedroom to grab his phone from the nightstand and check the second phone he kept in his work bag that he didn't think I knew about. "Good morning, Jay," he greeted me. The pretty, sassy, smart girl salutation he'd lovingly utter in our younger years was long gone. Freshly showered with the scent of Irish Springs soap wafting through the air, he deeply inhaled. Quentin was a delectable sight, covered in only basketball shorts that had no intentions of concealing his dick. The previous version of J&Q would have included me on my knees, digesting every inch of his girth before straddling him on the outdoor sofa chair. But now, I just sipped my coffee. "Good morning, Q," I retorted, eyes focused on a bumblebee bouncing across the tips of the marigolds instead of my damp, rippled chest husband. "Jim, I have a track meet this weekend in St. Louis. We're leaving early tomorrow morning. I want the guys to get some practice before Saturday," he announced, staring absently into the backyard with his hands settled on his waist. Quentin was the head track coach at our alma mater, Monroe University. Medals with the name Quentin Holiday adorned the walls of the track and field building of the Loop Rock Athletic Complex. The former track star turned track coach trained a number of Olympic-worthy athletes, making Monroe one of the most competitive college track programs in the country. "I'm aware," I dryly responded. "It's on the calendar." This had become our commonplace, our new normal. Share schedules, updates on our daughter, dress for work, return from work, eat dinner, me alone mostly, then good night. Repeat. I stood from the rocker, joining him in the absent stare into nothingness. "I have the provost finalist dinner tonight, and Ronnie will be in town," I responded, padding across the patio door threshold to enter the bedroom. "Dr. Jimmy Holiday gets the final say for the new provost, huh?" Quentin teasingly probed as he followed me, grabbing his pants from the bed to begin getting dressed. Similar to my husband, I returned to our alma mater as the vice president and dean of student affairs. My position required me to sit on the administrative board that was responsible for hiring executive-level positions at the university. Unfortunately, I got selected to have dinner with the 2 finalists. They are cutting into my girls' weekend with Karan and Maxine. I rolled my eyes, untying the belt of my white robe. Ambling into the walk-in closet, I perused my meticulously organized clothes and shoes to identify something to wear today and pack for girls' night. Quentin's baritone caused me to turn around, eyeing him standing in the closet opening. "My baby sister talks to you more than she talks to me. She's coming when I'm going," Quentin laughed, That was probably intentional. Yep, probably. I whispered to myself while shrugging my shoulders. Karan and Quentin were only 14 months apart, but like oil and water, unable to mix. Me and Karan, on the other hand, were best friends, sisters, and she knew everything that had transpired over the years between me and him. Karan often vocalized her love and disdain for her brother because of his behavior. It's just a girls' weekend.
30 minutes.
Nothing against you, I said, attempting to stroke his ego. It should be fun. You, Karan, and Maxie together. I'm glad I won't be here. The last time I had to pick y'all drunk asses up off the floor. You're on your own this time. Quentin chuckled. Identifying a dress to wear, I disrobed to complete nakedness, ass and titties on full display, and Quentin did not flinch, not even a gaze in my direction. It was our new normal that honestly wasn't so unique anymore. The mental detachment had been our modus operandi for the past 3 years or so, but the impassioned sexual intimacy dissipated at least a year ago. Now we sporadically fucked. Unfeeling, unexpressive, stoic sex, only to relieve the agonizing pressure in my pussy. No intimate fulfillment required. And honestly, that desire faded several months ago. So yeah, predictable and detached. There's toast in the kitchen if you're hungry, Quentin said, pausing my internal ranting. I nodded, eyeing him as he ambled into the kitchen. Turning to the full-length mirror, I surveyed my body. Long neck, smooth skin, round, perky breast that held a story, voluptuous childbearing hips and thighs. I wasn't the slim, thick homecoming queen of the past, but at 40 years old, I often reminded myself that I was a honey-hued, curvaceous cutie. A goddamn tenderoni. Good morning, gorgeous,
Not a
I
tenderoni.
sang, encouraging myself as I continued getting dressed. 20 minutes later, my stilettos clicked against the hardwood floors entering the kitchen. Quentin sat at the island typing into his phone. As he finished the toast, he started eating before he came into our bedroom. Did Shiloh tell you she's coming with me this weekend? He blurted, still focused on his phone. Oh, she is, huh? She didn't tell me, but I think I know why. That little boy Jordan must be all healed if Shy is riding on the bus with the team. I laughed. Shiloh Gianna Holiday was the absolute joy of our world. She was 19 years old, beautiful and brilliant. Shy followed in her father's footsteps as a track star at Monroe University. She was running before she actually walked upright. Quentin and I welcomed Shiloh into our world at just 20 and
Good
19 years old,
morning.
respectively.
We're
Practically
listening to a
babies.
story.
The track star and
And walking.
university royalty getting pregnant out of wedlock was a
What's
true
this one?
scandal.
The mo-
To say our parents were disappointed
Hold on.
was an understatement. Our mothers cried.
Okay, so you missed it that we're now having walking story time. So this book that we're listening to is called Someone's, is it just Someone's Wife? Oh, Somebody's Wife. That's what it's called. Okay, this lady, in a nutshell, is a 40-year-old, okay, with one child. She married her college sweetheart, and now they've been married for 20 years. Okay, so, and she's just letting us know about their life. Once there was a time where she was getting her pussy pound. I'm just using the language that they said. And now, you know, they're just passerbyers. So that's where we are with the story. Okay? Just giving you, look, right. Tanisha. Ain't that what they said? That was the kind of language that they was using. I'm just repeating it. Okay? Cause things be coming out of nowhere in these stories that we like. We sit up, girl, we holding our pearls. Excuse me? But while I slowed it down, let me give you the update. So you know where we are. 154 calories. Well, where I am anyway. 34 minutes, 30 seconds. in 2 miles. Okay, that's the distance. And right now I'm walking on a 2 because I keep going up and down. So once I got to 35, I'm going to take it back up to 3.7. So I got a couple more seconds and I'm going back up to 3.7. Okay. Well, you are welcome to continue to listen, my lady.
Our fathers cursed for hours until we all agreed that an abortion was not an option.
This when they found out they was
While
pregnant.
shame and embarrassment lived in my heart, I walked around that campus with my tummy bulging and my head held high. I was determined to successfully complete my sophomore year, 9 months pregnant. Exhausted, but I did, with a 3.7 GPA, and made the dean's list. I remember going into labor the night after my psychology final. 12 hours later, a 7-pound, 6-ounce baby girl changed my life forever. Quentin cried like he was a newborn baby. He held Shiloh almost in the palm of his massive hands, kissing against her forehead, declaring his love for her. Glaring at me, with tears streaming down his face, Quentin blurted, "Marry me, Jay," with our baby girl cradled in his tattooed arms. "I want us to be a family, Gemma. I love the shit out of you, babe." How could I say no to that romantic proposal from my first everything? The love of my life? Quentin and I were married at the Monroe University Chapel just weeks before the start of his senior year, my junior year. The holidays and my parents, the Warrens, were a godsend. They sacrificed their empty nest phase to care for Shiloh. Even as parents and a married couple, Quentin and I were blessed to still have a traditional college experience. I pledged a sorority and he a fraternity, held student government positions, and secured internships, all while our baby girl alternated between our parents in St. Louis during the week, and then to me and Quentin every weekend. It was hard as hell, but some of the happiest days of my life. "Yeah, we want to keep my eye on Jordan's yellow ass," Quentin furrowed. "Shiloh can't make the same mistakes we..." He abruptly paused, realizing what he said. "I didn't mean it like that, Gemma." No, I interrupted, nodding my understanding. "I get what you're saying, Quentin. Shiloh is the best thing that happened to us, but she doesn't need to be 19 years old with a baby and a husband. She needs to live her young life carefree. We struggled, so she wouldn't have to." "Exactly, sweetie. Just J and Q." He smiled. "I'm going. Have a good day." He rested one last kiss against my cheek. I closed my eyes with a slight shake of my head. We never kissed anymore, like really kissed, I thought, watching him amble away, looking just as fine as he did 20 years ago. Just J and Q, huh? I mused, thinking about just how much me and Quentin had changed over the years. I recall when we would daydream about having the house to ourselves once Shiloh was an adult, plotting all of the places in the house we could freely make love instead of sneaking in quickies while Shiloh napped. We have complete disposal to this big-ass empty house, and he doesn't touch me. Leaning against the white marble countertop in the kitchen, I blew the steam away from my second cup of coffee, while leering at the vacant doorway he just exited. Quentin was once the love of my life, my everything. But now, he was just a stranger in my house.
Oh,
Despite
you already
the
know what song I'm singing.
emotionless exchange with my husband this morning, I strutted into the university administration building, feeling kind of cute.
Too much
In
playing.
an eggplant-colored
Stay
fitted
focused,
dress
bitch.
with a gold zipper up the back, framing my
Almost
booty
lost my shit.
perfectly. My summer Senegalese
Look, she's talking about
twists were
careful.
pulled into a
Exactly.
high bun,
Tamia.
and nude heels draped my feet. It was mid-June, and while I should have been on vacation, I had the task of selecting a new provost, since Dr. Milson departed the university after 12 years to move closer to his family in California. The committee selected 2 final candidates and asked me to host them both for the final interview. I was scheduled to have lunch with Dr. Sheila Brewer this afternoon. Dr. Brewer was my first choice for obvious reasons. She had amazing credentials with almost 20 years administration experience at other historically Black colleges and universities. And selfishly, the university's executive level administration needed a bit more estrogen at the table. So she was my choice. Dinner with Dr. Ezekiel Green was scheduled for this evening. The meeting was really a formality in my opinion, because I'd made my decision. He had great credentials as well, primarily in the corporate sector before transitioning into university administration. But what Monroe University did not need was another addition to the administrative team's good old boys club. Dr. Holliday, welcome back. How was your summer? Sharon smiled. She was the administration office manager for the past 10 years. It's wonderful, Sharon. How's yours? How are the grandbabies? I asked. Bad as hell, she chuckled. But those are my babies. Sharon stood to hug me. Your meeting with Dr. Brewer is confirmed for lunch today at 1 p.m. at Oasis. The dinner with Dr. Green is scheduled at 8 p.m. at Trace and the W Hotel downtown. He will not arrive in the city until close to 6 o'clock, so he requested a late dinner. 8 o'clock? I scoffed. He has a lot of nerve. I rolled my eyes. That's why I made sure your hotel suite will be ready at 3 and booked a private booth for you. Dr. DuPont and Professor Holliday at 5, so you can get the girls' night started. You are the best, Sharon. I was excited to hang with my girls tonight. Unfortunately, the dinner with Dr. Green would interrupt our fun, but we'd have a plethora of libations, food, and gossip in the suite. Although one school year just ended, I was already preparing for the start of a new school year. It was stressful with last-minute admissions, withdrawals, summer programs, organizing the welcome event, and managing helicopter parents who didn't want to allow their babies to grow up. I was heads down focused since the moment I walked into my office this morning. Knock, knock. Hi, Mommy. The prettiest emerald orbs peeked around the partially ajar door. Shiloh's sweet voice pulled me from my concentration. Hey, baby love. I rose to pull her into a hug. How are you? I wasn't expecting you today. Looking all cute. Shiloh was Quentin's clone. Her eyes were a darker shade of green than his, but the curly dark brown hair, athletic talents, and height, practically towering over me with her 5'9" frame, were identical. Although I carried her for 9 months, she only carried my dimpled smile and honey brown skin tone, a few shades darker than her dad's. Thank you, Mommy. Shiloh curtsied, then blushed. I just came by to say hello before we leave for St. Louis since you, TTQ, and Aunt Maxie are going to be getting white girl wasted tonight. Her boisterous laugh was way too loud for my liking. Excuse you, little girl. We work hard so we can play hard, I teased,
Okay.
playfully pinching the tip of her nose. And speaking of wasted, does this cute little sundress have anything to do with a certain track star frat boy named Jordan? I questioned. Mommy, really? Jordan is cool. Shiloh rested on the couch, rolling her eyes as teenage girls did. Daddy talks too much. Me and Jordan are just friends. We had a lot of classes together last semester, plus track, so we just, got along. Okay, Shy. You already know what I'm going to say. I lifted an eyebrow, seeking her understanding. My treasure is precious, and he must be worthy. She dragged her words annoyingly and rolled her eyes again. Those damn eyes were going to get stuck in the back of her head. Shiloh was my baby girl, my sweetness, and we'd always had an open and transparent relationship. I wasn't the type of mother who painted perfect pictures of life. I told the truth and nothing but the truth. Sometimes embarrassing Shy with my openness. Shiloh was very aware of me and her dad's history. Both of us openly shared our journey of love, pain, appreciation, and regret. Young love, naive parents, but by the grace of God, we persevered. Quentin and I would be hypocrites if we forced unrealistic expectations of sex until marriage on our daughter. I simply wanted her to make the best decisions for her and stay protected. My girl. I smiled. Walk with me. I have a lunch meeting at Oasis in a few. The restaurant was across campus, so I scheduled a golf cart to pick me up. I had no desire to walk in almost 100-degree weather for 10 minutes across campus. Mommy, do I need to chaperone you Delta girls tonight? She chuckled, knowing all too well that me and my sorority sisters could get a little rowdy. No, ma'am. No kids allowed this weekend. I nudged her shoulder. You make sure you go see your grandparents while you're in St. Louis with your dad, okay? She nodded as the golf cart pulled in front of the administration building right on time. Be safe, Dr. Holliday, Shiloh teased while giving me a hug. I love you 3,000. I love you 3,001. I laughed, watching my beautiful baby girl confidently saunter across campus. Arriving at the restaurant about 10 minutes prior to the scheduled meeting, I was seated just as Dr. Brewer was escorted to our table by the hostess. She was a pretty woman, probably in her early 50s, with a fly, sandy brown bobbed haircut, dressed in a cute red and black pantsuit. I rose, extending my hand to greet her. Dr. Brewer, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Gemma Holliday. Please join me. I motioned to the seat at the small table, facing the window overlooking the stunning campus. Dr. Brewer was a pleasure. We immediately connected on creating more opportunities for women in higher education, executive administration roles. She clearly outlined her plan for Monroe University, and I was sold. We exchanged LinkedIn and other social media information before we parted ways. I purposely didn't research any candidates beyond their resumes because I wanted to make an in-person first impression versus gathering intel from the internet. It was going to be difficult to be fully engaged during this dinner with Dr. Green after a perfect encounter with Dr. Brewer. I returned to the office, quickly plowing through the rest of my day. I took an Uber to campus since I was riding to the hotel with my peer, friend, and line sister, Dr. Maxine DuPont. Maxie was the vice president and dean of financial services. We'd been friends since pledging Delta Sigma Theta sorority in college. Maxie was a gorgeous, petite chocolate drop with a powerful presence. I always compared her to actor Tika Sumpter. We arrived at the W, checked into the suite, and then headed back to the hotel's restaurant, Trace, for drinks and appetizers before my 8 p.m. dinner with the second candidate. Karan came sauntering into the restaurant, looking like a brick house, with her shapely figure and honey blonde booty-length faux locks. If Shiloh was Quentin's clone, then Karan could have been her mother instead of her aunt. They looked like twins, height, figure, skin tone, everything. Karan was a visiting professor teaching a marketing seminar this summer and a few classes in the fall. She'd made a name for herself as an inclusive marketing guru for brands like Nike and Louis Vuitton. Karan recently vacated her corporate job and started a lucrative consulting firm while sharing her knowledge as a college professor. Hey, loves, she greeted me and Maxie. Don't let me forget my damn bag at the valet. You know my mind is bad. She dramatically feigned exhaustion. First round is on me, ladies, I squealed as the waitress approached our booth. Hello. I'll have a lemon drop martini and the lobster stuffed mushrooms. Maxie and Karan proceeded to order cognac margaritas, sticky wings, and crab cakes. A few men at the bar made no attempt to quell their attraction to us, sternly staring, attempting to gain our attention. I guess 3 black professional and visually appealing women were a hot item. Karan's stallion-like frame and flirtatious ways guaranteed us free drinks for the rest of the night. Let's make a toast, Maxie said, lifting her glass, and we followed suit. to sisterhood, lifelong friendship, revelations, and renewed hope. And no dick, Karan squealed, interrupting the serene, meditative mood. We hollered, clinking our glasses together in agreement. There was never a dull moment with these ladies. I laughed until tears streamed down my face. It was nice to have a reprieve from complaining about Quentin or silently questioning his whereabouts. Maxine and Karan were very familiar with the issues between me and my husband. Well, maybe I was the one with the issue, since I was well aware of his extramarital affairs, but somehow tucked away my hurt to ensure we remained the famed couple of Monroe University. Quentin and I were campus royalty, the married track star and homecoming queen, with a long lineage of Monroe University graduates. Both graduating top of their class, with a 2-year-old child remained a headline. We were often the talk of the town. When I finished my doctorate at St. Louis University and published my first women empowerment book as a bestseller, while Quentin competed at the 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens, Greece, we were solicited for every event and fundraiser at Monroe. 10 years ago, both Quentin and I were offered opportunities of a lifetime. I was assistant dean of students, and Q became the assistant track coach, then head coach 2 years later. We have been living the elite life. Dr. Holliday, your guest has arrived. The waitress's words brought me back to the present moment. I checked my watch, not realizing how time had slipped away from us. Thank you. Can you clear the table, then send him over, please? I asked, standing from the booth, turning to Maxie and Karan. I should be done in an hour or so. Are y'all going to the room? They nodded, but no words. Their collective eyes were focused over my shoulder. Dr. Gemma Holliday. A sultry, bass-filled timbre called out from behind me. The power in his vocalization shook my core. I slowly turned in my 4-inch stilettos to visualize the object of their dreamy eyes. I am not sure what to expect based on my girl's response in his panty-dropping, Will Downing-ish voice. Well, hello, Dr. Green. Damn. I was drooling, like seriously drooling over this towering fudge-colored specimen standing before me. I swallowed hard. My vocal cords were in desperate need of lubrication. Yes, I'm Dr. Gemma Holliday. I cleared my throat and inhaled deeply. My God, he's fine. It smells like heaven. I silently mused. But Maxie and Karan gave my private thoughts sound as they echoed in a whisper. Damn, he's fine. I slightly shuddered to get my thoughts together. You must be Dr. Ezekiel Green. It's a pleasure to meet you. I extended my hand. Please, call me Zeke, and the pleasure is all mine. His gleaming white teeth sparkled. I swear I saw a lucent light bling against a tooth like a damn Colgate commercial. He was a slender yet muscular tall build, definitely taller than Quentin, because I had to toss my head back a bit to fully digest him, even in 4-inch heels. Dewy milk chocolate skin, cleanly shaven bald head, leading to a neatly trimmed, lightly salted beard. Dr. Green gave me actor Aldous Hodge vibes. The navy blue suit fit his frame like a glove, with blue and gray accents in his tie and pocket square. This man was a lovely specimen of handsomeness. Dr. Green. I refuse to call him Zeke. I would like to introduce you to Dr. Maxine DuPont, Vice President and Dean of Financial Services, and Professor Karan Holliday, a visiting professor teaching an intensive marketing seminar in our business program this semester. Dr. DuPont, Professor Holliday, ladies, it's a pleasure. Dr. Green nodded to both of these clowns, who were literally ogling him from his silk scalp to the shiny designer shoes. And of course, they lingered a second too long at the dick print in his fitted slacks. So, Are you two sisters?
Yeah.
Holiday is not a typical last name, he inquired, pointing a finger between me and Karan, catching our matching last names. Yes, sisters, Karan quickly answered, as I was about to add, in-law. Will you ladies be joining us? I didn't realize this was a panel interview. He laughed but continued to probe. No, not this time. Dr. Holiday is in charge. You two have important business to discuss. Dr. Green, it was nice meeting you. Good luck. She's a tough cookie, so I hope you're ready. Karan goofily laughed. Yes, it was a pleasure, Dr. Green. Have a good night, Maxie continued, flashing a toothy grin before whispering to me, okay, bitch, this is it. The one night stand of our dreams. He ain't getting the job anyway, so you might as well see what that D do. I rolled my eyes, but wasn't surprised. She knew everything, so it made sense that Maxie would definitely be the first to condone me cheating on Quentin. But I was of the mindset that 2 wrongs don't make it right, but probably just produce more hurt.
Okay, I'm stopping it there because I don't want to have to stop it when it gets really good. All right. So, what do we think about this? It's good, right? I told you, baby, it got me all the way through my bohos. I was like, oh, okay. Spotify, knowing what I would like. But I listened to the whole thing while I was doing my hair. I need to do my hair again, but I sound like that girl on the other book where I have real dreadlocks. Okay, but anyhow, report. 2.5 miles, 287 calories. 288 calories, sorry. 56 minutes, 44 seconds. And right now I'm walking on a 2.4. So I've been going, up and down. But clearly the sweaty is sweating. Okay. Whew. I do hope that you two are doing your cardio. Okay. Do not short yourself. All right. So I'm just trying to focus on going up, down, only because I want to stay consistent. Because last week, 3 pounds, baby, from just walking and drinking your water. Now, for over a week, I've been saying I need a straw. I knew that's what I was missing. So today I did right. I have a straw. And now look, I'm literally I'm right above 5 p.m. It says, don't quit now. Damn right. I'm going to finish this before I leave the house. So I'll refill it before I leave. You need to do the same. Keep in mind, the only way, I don't give a damn what nobody say, the only way to lose fat, we're trying to lose fat, okay? Yes, exactly. And you too, catch up. You need to be on your second and third, okay? Is through waste, sweat and waste. Sweat and waste. So we're sweating and we're going to be wasting. Sweating and wasting. Piss and poop. Just calling it what it is. That's what you got to get out. Okay? To see the weight, fat go away. Okay? We want the fat. So you got to drink a lot of water so you can be running back and forth. By now, your bladder should be a little bit better. Yesterday was not good for me, drinking all that water. I had to come back home. I was like, dang it. But anywho, drink your water. Matter of fact, let me put this down because I just realized I got a long drive. I don't even want to be pulling over. Yeah. So drink your water. Make sure that you are trying your hardest to get in a good amount of fiber. I've been making my juices. So I already made my juice last night. And I was using a juicer, but this is what I found. I found that, girl, no. It was a whole bunch of damn leftover stuff, and I only was getting like this much juice. So I've been now doing it in my blender, and then I just use the sifter over a big bowl so that I can get a whole lot of juice to last me at least for 2 days. So the current juice that I'm drinking is lemon, ginger, celery, carrot. Yeah. And I put in there those olive oil, not olive oil, oregano. those oregano drops. If y'all didn't know, that's what we're supposed to be having. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go do my morning shot that I do every morning, which is turmeric, ginger, and the apple cider vinegar. I take a shot of that, and then I'm good for the day as far as my shot goes. Remember, I'm not your doctor, just telling you what I'm doing. But I can tell you this morning, when I went to go ahead and get ready to come over here and put these shorts on, I was like, yo, I haven't even really been consistent with the thigh high and the waist train as I said I was going to be, but I can already see a difference. So that I'm grateful for. So clearly it's working. So I just gonna, drink my shot, and then I'll drink my juice, and then I'll be drinking my water. And that's pretty much it. But this is just to show you, seriously, you don't need to have some like extreme trainer, yes, girl, be committed. Okay, because you can already see you already lost 4 pounds already. You do not need to do a whole lot. It's really just staying consistent. Seriously, it's really not that hard. You just need to stay consistent, and you can walk. You ain't got to be out here running the streets trying to get a whole damn new wardrobe so you can go to the gym and be annoyed or have to use a machine behind somebody who didn't wipe it down. Look, don't get me started, girl. Oh, I hate the gym. Okay, final. 2.7 miles, 307 calories burnt, 61 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and shut it down. And that is day 8 of our walk and talk, boo. All right, you made it. Thank you so much for showing. Girl, this whole, can you even see this? It's all wet. It's all wet. It is soaked. My back is so wet. Okay, so it's working. Just keep showing up for yourself. Most importantly, baby, and literally, we are going to be transforming. Okay. If you haven't done so already, go over there to Spotify. Make sure that you listen to this week's episode, which is called Captain Save-A-Ho. Okay. Go listen to it, because tomorrow is Therapy Thursday, where we will go over the homework that was given to you on Monday. Okay. So very important. Get over there and listen to the show so you can get caught up. Okay. Oh, I'm all caught up. Okay, honey. Well, then you ready. You won't be able to do your homework. Okay. So go over there. Make sure that you listen. It's very quick. I try to keep it shorter this season. And then that way it's not, as lengthy. Just really getting to it quickly. Okay. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Be blessed, girl, and be safe out here, because it's a lot of crazies. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Oh, Lord. Yes, have a great day.